Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to Spectacle Island. Now, if you remember our last episode, you would have remembered we got the truck up and going. So, first mission today is to get all the silage sold. We've got a declining price at the straw barn, is dropping, so we want to get in and get that done as quickly as possible. Of course, we've got the new bucket over there, the high tip bucket as well, to try out. So, before we do that though, I did promise a few people, grab the hose here, we would give this truck a wash down. It's decidedly filthy from sitting outside here for so many years. We'll get this all cleaned off and get it all ready to go. Now we do also need to change the sides on the back of the rear trailer and put on the bigger capacity. There we go, that's looking much better already. Looks like it might need a paint job at some stage. We might need to, once we've got some discretionary funds that we can spend, we might have to look at doing that. We'll just get this all cleaned off and good to go. Now, if you were eagle-eyed while we were standing there, you would have noticed there was another shadow next to us. Our helper is here already, standing just in front of the truck, so we'll turn around and say hello to them in just a second. Alright, that's looking nice and clean. Go over and put this back over here, and say hello to Blogstar Gaming. Yep, too many triggers there close to each other. So there's Blogstar, welcome along, nice to have you here helping out on the farm. Blogstar sent me a message a couple of episodes ago now saying that he was pretty handy on a number of different things, so I didn't mind what we were doing. I think hauling silage was one of them, so we might put him to good use. I'm not sure yet whether we'll use the helper to drive the truck or the loader, or whether we'll do that, because the other thing we are going to do is get some barley planted in this field and the next one. I'm going to put barley in both. Now the reason for barley is both the pigs and chickens can use it as feed. We'll get some straw off it, so we'll just be topping up what we need there for the animals. But that field, probably actually use some fertilizer before we go too much further, or we'll fertilize it after it's planted, one or the other, decide. I'm just going to grab the toolbox down here. We'll go and get this trailer sorted out, and we'll be good to get started. Try and sell as much silage as we can before the price drops any further. Right, so there we go. We've got those bigger sides put on there. I did actually notice while we were in there, we should repair that as well. All $7. And I think still a couple of things we needed to repair here with the toolbox on the truck as well. In fact, needs quite a few repairs, $243. We can handle that. And the deck on the back, $49. Perfect. Right, this put away, and we'll get on over to the silage pit and make a start on getting things loaded up and going. But before we do that, actually, I reckon we'll get Blogstar starting on some planting. So if we get him set up to start doing some barley, and we will do the silage. I think that was probably going to be the best way to do it. So we'll get him going, and then we'll go down and start that loading and selling of the silage. Alright, so we've got the drill here hooked up to the Deutz. It is largely full of seed. We had actually run out. We're going to have to get some more made. We're going to have to put some more crop in there to be able to convert to seed. But should have enough at least to do this field, and we've got it topped up with fertilizer. So Blogstar is in there, and he is all good to go. So I think we'll give him a wave and tell him to head off. Alright, and there he goes. Looks like he's getting right across the field, right on the edges. Here he goes around the corner. A little bit there he's missed, but not too bad. So, we should be good to leave him running. We'll be able to keep an eye on him because we are going to be right here next to him on the silage pit. While we're here, actually head over, take a quick look. There we go, we can get that uncovered, and we have got 93,000 litres in there. I can't remember how much we can take in this truck. I think it's 22,500 or something like that, so we will be running about 4 loads down with this. So let's jump in here now that it is all good to go, up and running, looking nice and clean. We'll drive over, service the trailer. Disconnected it. Here we go. Let's put the hoses on. Perfect. Right. Come back in here and make our way down to the silage pit. We need the loader here. Just before we head down and start that, I'm going to grab some seed out of here, some product out of here, probably some corn, got plenty of that. Okay, we'll just take 1300 or so litres and we're going to deposit that into the seed mixer just so we can get that running and producing us some more seed. Otherwise we could get caught short once we get started planting the next field. Okay, that should just about do. Good to see that high tip bucket working perfectly, and there we can hear the seed mixer has started. Oh, and we didn't even need to take it all, so we'll just pick that up and go and dump it back in the silo. Alright, so our first load here to start getting put into the truck. Haven't used this bucket yet, at least not to its full capacity, but it will be nice to see how it works on the trailer. We're going to get the truck here filled up first, let's get that positioned in the right spot. Well, there we go, there's the high tip. That is the big advantage to this. You can still tip it manually, tip it the normal way. That high tip is going to be a big help to be able to load the trailer up. Alright, there we go, there's the truck filled. And one thing to admire on that actually, that is quite a nice fill plane. Nice and heaped. Something that's always been a bugbear in 19, and certainly Farming Simulator 22 does a great job, but just goes to show with the right modder and the right experience you can get a decent looking fill plane in Farming Simulator 19. So now we've got the truck full, let's see how this bucket works on the trailer, which is obviously the main reason we upgraded to this one. Obviously be able to get plenty of height up and over, and now tip that, we don't run into any of the problems we had with it previously. That's working beautifully. So we'll just carry on, get this loaded up, and when we are ready to run down to the straw barn, we'll catch up with you again then, just a moment. Alright, there we go, that is the trailer full as well, so that has worked. Like I said, that high tip has worked beautifully. We'll just turn that off, leave it parked there, just quickly spin around. I could hear Logster was working in behind us quite closely. Looks like he might be just missing a few little pieces. Not sure if that's going to show up or whether that's something to do with the texture. So take a quick look in the planting map and see what sort of coverage he's getting. Interestingly enough, when I've turned the growth stage off, the colour for that, we are getting some little pieces that are being missed there. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. That's a little bit unusual. I don't know whether that's the worker doing it or whether it's the way course players set it up. Whether I'd set the width too wide, not quite sure. We're not going to worry about it for this because he's already halfway over the field. The next one, I may just bump the width of the planter down a little bit for course play and make sure we get that covered properly. But leave him going there, and we'll go and get this first load sold down at the straw barn. 22,000 litres. I think I said 22.5 or so not far off. And so far so good, doesn't look like we're going to have any trouble pulling this. So this setup is certainly going to be a big improvement over hauling with the tractor. While we're driving past, update on the sunflowers, they are looking nice and yellow, flowering beautifully, and can't be too far away from being ready to harvest. Probably not today. Probably not in this episode, but not too much longer. So we'll get down to the straw barn. Alright, just getting pulled in here. We'll just drive into the sell point. I think it's the second one, isn't it? No, it is the first one, which is the trigger. There it is. See how this tips with the trailer on there. Too bad so far. Oh, it did hit a point where it wouldn't tip any further though. We moved out of the trigger. Like it's an issue with the trigger there. Alright, just had to reposition ourselves a little bit. It is tipping much better there. We'll just let that run out. I think we got $400 or so for the first little bit it tipped, and another $1,600. So $2,000 for the truck. And then hopefully we can just pull through here with the trailer. Must have that on a side tip still, do I? So indeed. There we go. We'll let that run out and see how much we end up with our first load. About $7,000 total, 6,800 or so. I think we were just over $4,000 when we started out, so that's a good start. 4 loads like that, and we're going to have a decent amount of money in the account again. Be good. I think to get this done, I might put this on a little bit of a time lapse of our delivering, loading, and seeing the planting getting done in the background, see the progress as we drive in and out, and we'll keep going with that and see when it's all finished. Four loads done, $27,000 earned. We've got, I think if we just come over here, we have about 3,000 litres left still on the ground here and 3,000 litres or so in the bucket. So we'll be able to just run that down and get that sold. Before we do that, we're just going to go over here. Looks like Blogstar is out of seed. I'm going to take a guess at. I'm pretty sure it won't be the fertilizer. It could be, but we'll just go and have a look. And then once we've gone and sorted him out, we'll run back up to the farm. Hopefully that seed has actually produced enough for a pallet. We'll get him back underway. Now, interestingly enough, it was an error I'd made with course play which caused the overlap issues. It seemed that the course detected the piece of equipment as 4.4 meters wide. I'm guessing is from outside wheel to outside wheel. But in fact, the work area is a lot narrower than that. It's actually only 3.6 meters. So that's what caused that and why we don't have it in this field. So we'll go and get topped up here with seed and fertilizer and whatever else we might need and get going on this. Keep on going and we'll get the last set silage sold. Would you believe it, it's actually put on the seed and fertilizer pretty much 1 for 1. Now we weren't quite full of seed, but we've timed that pretty well. It's run out of both products at pretty much the same time is rather uncommon, but we'll just back in first. We've got some fertilizer, still sitting up in the shed, so we'll back in and get topped up with that, and then we'll come out and see how our concrete mix is going and how much seed we've got there to carry on planting. Just taking a look at the seed mixer here, looks like we've got 1,000 litres, which should allow us to spawn 1 pallet out of there, and there that is. So that's good. We've still got, what have we got in there? We've still got a bit of seed or a bit of product in there and a little bit more split seed to be made. So that's just going to keep on ticking over. But this should be enough to allow us to finish off the field. And there we go, Blogstar is back underway planting. So not going to take them too long to finish off this pit of the field. And in fact, by the time we've got over here and got these last little bits of silage into the back of the truck, and possibly the trailer, I'm not sure if it's still going to fit in the truck or not. I'm hoping it is. but by the time we've done that, he'll just about be finished on that planting, which would be great. This should just be the 2 bucket loads that we should be able to get all of this picked up in, I'm hoping. Be careful as to whether I can get it all in the truck. Pretty sure the truck was taking 2 buckets full and then a little bit more last time. See if we can scoop all of this up. So close. Are we going to be able to get this last little piece? We can. Pretty much perfect. Look at that. Get this up in here. Get it tipped in. Alright, it's looking good. Now while I'm just here with the wheel loader, I'm going to run over here into the animals and we'll clean up the grass. There'll be some spilt grass here by the sheep, I expect. There's indeed. See that there. Run along the edge and pick that up. Be able to tip that back down. Only 93 litres, not much at all. And then the pigs over here as well. They should have some food mess out as well that will body up. We'll try not to run any of them over. Quite ready for bacon just yet. There we go. All that picked up. 365 litres of pig food. Perfect. Alright, we'll take this back up to the yard and we'll go jump in the truck and get that last little piece of silage sold. There we are, just getting the last of the silage all tipped out of the truck here. Just wait and see how much money we're going to earn for this load and have a look at how much we've earned total. So $1,665. So I would say we've made about $28,500 off selling all that silage. In fact, if I just go into the finance screen, we should be able to see clearly. So $29,077 all up, which is a good little piece of income. So we'll head back up to the farm now and see how Blogstar is getting on with planting that barley. He must be very close to being finished by now. And then we'll have to figure out what is next on our list of jobs to do. So only, what would there be, 4 or 5 passes there left to do, not too many at all. And we'll be done with the barley, so that's a good job. We'll have to get some fertiliser applied to that, probably wait till our first germination stage, once the plants are up, and then we'll either look at getting some liquid fertiliser put on with the sprayer, or we've got the spreader we can put some dry fertiliser on with. But I think we'll just sit here for a minute and watch Blogstar get this last little piece of the field done, and then we'll both head back up to the yard and make our next plan. And there we go, that is Blogstar all finished planting the barley. So, let's back to the yard. He will meet us back down there and we'll carry on working. Blogstar and I have just been having a little bit of a chat about what we're going to do next. We've got a couple of things we need to do. I'm going to run some more water and get the manure out of the pig enclosure and take that down to the potato greenhouse up the front. We've also got some wool and eggs, so I thought we might go and sell those. And at the same time, I was wondering about actually taking the animal trailer down and going and buying some more animals, whether we get some more chickens at this stage or whether we look at adding some pigs or sheep. I'm not quite sure. $1,500 per pig or sheep, so we could get another 10 of those, say, one of those, and spend half our money. We could also top up on chickens. So there's a couple of things there to think about. Best price at the moment for eggs is down at the cafe, down at the main port, and the best, well, actually the price for wool is very similar down at the spinnery to on the ship. So we'd probably just go to that effort. What I was just coming over here for, I couldn't remember if this trailer had a rear hitch. If it did, it would have been ideal. We could have hooked the animal trailer up to the back of that and taken them both down at the same time, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. So I think what we'll do, we'll get Blogstar loaded up. We'll send him down to get some of those things sold, and we'll take care of the greenhouses. Alright, so we've got the trailer hooked up. It's actually quite a short drawbar there. It's probably not ideal on the truck. It clashes a little bit on the turn. I don't think it's going to cause us a problem though, but just be mindful of that we don't stack anything too close to the front. So I might just get these eggs lined up along here. Here's our first strap, so if we put those there, we'll get them loaded up, and then we'll need to go and get the wheel loader, front loader with the pallet fork on it, so we can get the wool bales all loaded up as well. And just as we are loading these up, I'm going to get Blogstar when he heads down to the cafe to sell these. I'm going to get him to go down to the shop. There is a egg carton we can purchase, which will allow us to carry more than just one box at a time. I think it allows 3 or 4 boxes to be carried by hand, so that will certainly make things a lot easier for loading at this end. We'll be able to leave them here and fill those boxes up, and then just put the boxes on the trailer or whatever we are, and also for unloading at the other end, because we need to take them in to the cafe, and it's a one at a time job. We can't offload directly or anything like that. They do need to go through the door. So we'll get him to go have a look at that, but that one only had 39 litres in it, but that's alright, we might as well take it. It's there and picked it up. Alright, so how many boxes have we got there? 2, 4, 6, 8. We've got 10, so it's about 1500 litres, a little bit less because one isn't quite full. We'll get that last one up the top there, and we should be able to put a strap over it. Perfect. Right, we'll get Blogstar to take the truck over. We'll go sort out the wheel loader with the pallet fork. Alright, so it looks like we've got 3 full pallets here. Put that one up properly, there we go, and one almost full, so we might as well take them all down. We should be able to fit them all on easily enough. In fact, we're going to get them on comfortably. There we go, first one on, so we'll just race around and get these all done. Will be time then Blogstar down to get them sold. Alright, there we go, just getting the last of these pallets of wool loaded up here. We'll just jump out there, we'll get these straps put over the top, and then we'll be able to send Blogstar on his way. Alright, and there he goes. He is off down to the spinnery first, I think, and then he will go and get the eggs sold down at the port. So we'll jump back in the loader here and let's go put the bucket back on, and then we can come over and get the manure, take the water trailer down as well, and get those, get the greenhouse all topped up and running as productively as it can. We've got the water trailer on here. We're just going to pull in here past the pigs, squeeze through the gap, knock them out with the bucket. We should be able to just lower that down and get all this manure picked up. Here we are, right on 1,000 litres. So we'll head down now to the greenhouse and go and get both of these dumped into there and check on how production's going. Alright, I have noticed we have got 1 bag of potatoes in there. Now, I'm just going to go out and have a look at this. Make sure it's still doing what it should be doing. Oops, I can pick it up through the door. I need to open that first. There we go. So, just come in here. Because I've moved it, it says we are 0, but you can see the capacity of potatoes in this is only 500 litres, which I didn't realise. This potato bag has been sitting there for I don't know how long, since we first filled this up, and it's meant that we haven't been getting any more potatoes growing. So it's going to be a regular exercise, come down and move those bags off the spawn trigger here and make sure we keep our potatoes running productively. Now, the other issue I did have last time, I do have a spilt manure. I don't know how we're going to tidy that up, or if we can even tidy that up. But I think I've got that out going now. That is on and active, and running, so we should start to see some more potatoes growing. Let's head around the back, see if we can get this manure tipped in and get some water topped up. Here we are, we have got our water trigger there. We're just going to get that all emptied out. Now, before I dumped the manure, I did recall, and I can't remember if we've discussed this or not, but I went back and I recalled Daggerwin using these similar greenhouses, or the exact same greenhouses, and he had issues dumping out of a bucket into these manure triggers. As you can see, we've got the spilt manure down there. Now, the comments on his videos were this is only set up to take a tip trigger from a vehicle, a trailer, something like that. So instead of doing this, I think we might go and grab the vent. We'll put the manure in the little tray on the front of the fence, and then we can bring that down and see if we can tip it in there. Like I said, I can't recall if we've discussed that before or not, but it is something I remembered just as I was about to go and tip the manure into there, so pleased it jogged something in my memory. We just had some warnings pop up there, or notifications, sorry, $3,100 or so there for selling the wool, so not a bad little extra income there off getting that sold. I'm assuming now Blogster will be on his way down to the cafe to get the egg sold as well, hopefully by the shop first, so he can get that boxes to make things just a little simpler. So it's nice to have another use for the little old Fent. It's been a workhorse for us, and it's good to be able to keep it going, having something for it to do. So with this manure now in the front tray, platform, whatever you want to call it, let's see if we can come around here and dump it into the box. There we go, we are getting a little bit of a trigger there for the manure. Not quite where I'd expect to be tipping it, but we can tip it all the same, and a very small fill plane filling up there. It was not much at all, but it was enough to make a difference. So we'll just top up some more water. We did bring some more down here just to make sure we are keeping this running as well as we can. That is all good. Got that emptied out now. Let's just run around and have a look. We can see our next bag of potatoes already starting to grow, so to speak. Right, well, nothing more for it than to leave that going. Now, what I'm thinking with this, actually, I had thought we'd just be selling those, but I'm wondering whether we might get the washing and sorting plant and actually take these and process them to the next level. These are just coming out as potatoes, fill type there, no different to potatoes out of the ground. So could be a way to boost our production down here, start to set up some more of these production parts that I wanted to have on this part of the island. So we'll keep that in mind, give that some thought over the coming few episodes. Sugar beets is another one as well. As crazy as many of you might think I am, I have been looking into finding some options to do that in a tangible and manageable way, and make use of the sugar beet productions with the factory, and making things like the, I think it's molasses and the cut beets and things like that that came as part of that mod. So that's something else we're going to possibly be looking at in the next crop cycle. Just have to see how things go with these ones. Back here, and we've just got notification of another $5 or so from the eggs. So that was a nice little bit of income as well, so the animals are doing us well. Alright, let's get this backed up here and topped up. We'll go down and make sure the pigs and sheep have enough water, and by then hopefully Blogstar will be back and might just about be time to wrap things up for today. Let's wait and see how we're going. The sheep took about 400 litres, much the pigs are going to take a little bit more there. Another 800 or so litres, so that's good, worth doing. So as always, another productive day. We've got all our fields planted and our sunflowers. In fact, here's Blogstar coming racing back in now with looks like some crates on the back, egg crates. That's good, they will be most handy. Made it a lot easier for him to sell. But as I was just saying, got all our crops planted. The sunflowers are not too far away from being mature, so next time we're going to probably be getting some fertilizer put on these fields, making a start in our sunflowers, hopefully getting those harvested. And I reckon now that we've got 40 grand, I reckon there might be some more animals, a few more sheep, definitely more chickens, because those eggs, for the amount of input we need to do, which is really just the barley or wheat, we are a bit of a clean up to do too. But I reckon get a few more chickens and really try and capitalize on that. Otherwise, we need a few more sheep to try and boost our reproduction rates, and just some more pigs in general. So lots to do. We're going to have to think about a new shed or something sometime soon too, because we've got a lot of equipment lying around and we've got a pretty full shed in here already. Well, Blogstar, thank you very much for your help today. Very much appreciated. Good job on the planting. Sorry, I put you a little bit crook on the width there and didn't quite get the coverage right in this first field, but at least we got it sorted out for the second one. But like I said, thank you very much for your help. Now, if you want to be a helper next time, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know what you can offer, and you never know, we might see you making an appearance and getting your name up there on the honours board with everyone else has helped me out. But that will do it for me. Hope you have all enjoyed that episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.